Chosen one, listen carefully. Something stirs in the unseen realm, a movement you can almost feel pressing against your chest. Heaven is whispering, but the world is loud. The date is set. The hour draws close. Monday is not just another day on the calendar. It is the crossroad between what was and what must be. You feel it already, the spiritual pressure building like thunder behind a veil of silence. This is not coincidence. This is divine timing. You are being called to attention because the heavens are aligning around your name. You are not ordinary. You are not placed here to wander aimlessly. You are marked for this hour. When others scroll without thought, you are stopped by something deeper, a pull in your spirit that says, pay attention. This is for you. You've been sensing it, a strange tension between your promise and your present pain. Every delay, every disappointment, every restless night has been preparing you for this one defining test. On Monday, the world may look the same, but in the spirit, everything shifts. Heaven will watch what you do when the wait comes. Will you react in fear or will you stand in faith? The test will not appear as lightning, it will come quietly, disguised as choice, emotion, or opportunity. You must be alert. This is how destiny separates the chosen from the crowd. You've been wondering why life has felt so intense lately. The attacks increased. The confusion deepened. The silence of God became almost unbearable. But listen, He is not ignoring you. He is positioning you. Every unanswered prayer has been a rehearsal for obedience. Every lonely night was a classroom in trust. The shaking you feel is not punishment, it's preparation. As Jesus Himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 13, "But the one who stands firm to the end will be saved." Do not give in to fear. The same God who called you by name will not abandon you in the test. The pressure you feel is the weight of promotion. Every time you resist the urge to react, to quit, to compromise, you pass another layer of the divine exam. God is not looking for perfection, He is looking for surrender. Think of David before his crown, Esther before her throne, Joseph before his palace. Each of them faced a test that looked like danger, but it was destiny in disguise. Their stories were written as a map for you, chosen one, so that when your moment comes, you would not faint under the fire. The same spirit that carried them through is alive in you right now. You are entering the kind of test that cannot be cheated. Your reactions, your words, your patience, all will reveal what truly reigns within you. And when the enemy whispers that you are not ready, remember that readiness is not comfort, it is conviction. You are not behind schedule, you are right on time. You've asked God for increase, for breakthrough, for acceleration. He heard you. But heaven always answers such prayers with one thing first, a test. Because elevation without purification destroys destiny. Monday is not a threat, it is an invitation to prove that your faith can hold what your mouth has declared. Do not mistake the silence for absence. God hides in stillness to see who will seek Him when the noise fades. When you wake on Monday morning, speak this truth aloud: I am chosen. I am covered. I will pass the test. Let those words become your armor. You are stepping into a divine examination that will either confirm your calling or delay it. But you have already been equipped. The winds will rise, the emotions will surge. But peace is not the absence of the storm. It is the presence of God in the middle of it. Keep your heart steady. Keep your mind guarded. You will know the test when it comes, not by how it looks, but by how it challenges what you love most. Beloved chosen one, heaven does not warn without purpose. You are being told this in advance because you are meant to pass. There is no failure in your future, only refining. The danger of Monday is not that you will fall. It is that you might forget who you are in the heat of the moment. So remember, your calling is greater than your comfort. If these words resonate in your spirit, don't let them pass you by. Like this message, share it with another chosen one, and comment below the number 777, a prophetic sign of divine completion and heavenly covering. Subscribe and stay connected to the flow of what heaven is revealing in this hour, because this is only the beginning of your awakening. You are standing at the edge of your breakthrough. Monday is not coming to harm you, it's coming to reveal the glory that's been waiting within you all along. You feel it before it begins, the tightening of the atmosphere, the weight pressing down on your chest as the unseen realm stirs. Darkness does not sleep when the chosen awaken. The closer you draw to your breakthrough, the more violently the enemy reacts. Monday is not simply another day of challenge. It is a battlefield wrapped in ordinary disguise. The enemy has been studying your habits, your moods, your responses, and he knows when you are tired, when your hope flickers, when your guard lowers. He waits for the moment between your sigh and your prayer to launch his whisper. The danger that approaches is not meant to terrify you, it is meant to be understood. You are not fighting a person or a circumstance. You are standing against a system designed to drain your light. The enemy fears your consistency, your quiet strength, your ability to keep believing when nothing makes sense. He knows that if you endure this test, his grip on your destiny breaks. That is why he has been rehearsing your weaknesses, crafting distractions that look like comfort, opportunities that smell like escape, but chosen one. You are being equipped for discernment. The war intensifies not because you are losing, but because you are close to winning. There are moments when you'll wonder why peace seems to vanish just when you find it. Do not mistake turbulence for failure. It is often the sign that your obedience has disrupted darkness. Heaven allows this pressure to reveal what your faith can withstand. God does not expose you to battles to humiliate you. He exposes you to battles to demonstrate his power through you. You are being trained to recognize patterns, how doubt sneaks in disguised as reason, how weariness wears the mask of logic. The apostle reminds us in his letter to the Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of this world's darkness." That verse is not theory, it is reality. You are in a spiritual confrontation, and the front line is your mind. That is why your thoughts have been restless, your dreams disturbed, your peace interrupted. The enemy attacks what he fears, and he fears what you are about to become. He cannot touch your anointing, so he attacks your confidence. But listen, God has not left you unarmed. Every time you choose peace over panic, faith over feeling, forgiveness over fury, you swing a sword in the spirit. Every refusal to quit confuses hell. Every whisper of "I still believe" shakes the foundations of the enemy's camp. You are not fighting alone. There are angels assigned to your name, moving unseen, clearing paths you cannot perceive. The enemy's strategy is to make you think the battle is about your comfort. It is not. It is about your covenant. He cannot remove the promise God placed inside you, so he will try to convince you to forfeit it yourself. He will magnify temporary problems to make you forget eternal truths. But you must remember, you were chosen before the foundation of the world. Your destiny is older than your opposition. So when Monday comes and the atmosphere feels heavy, do not panic. Breathe. Recognize it for what it is, a counterattack against your coming victory. The darkness will always try to strike before dawn. The test will not be visible to everyone. It will be personal, precise, and perfectly timed to your next elevation. That's how heaven works, allowing what seems like opposition to become confirmation. Hold your peace. Guard your tongue. Do not react to every provocation. The enemy cannot read your thoughts, but he listens to your words. When you stay silent in wisdom, you frustrate his plan. Your calmness is your camouflage. Your endurance is your announcement of victory. Chosen one. Do not underestimate the significance of this week. Monday's danger is real, but it is limited. The enemy's power ends where your obedience begins. Remember who you are. Light cannot be dimmed by shadows. You are surrounded, but you are also sealed. What threatens you cannot touch what God has sanctified. The greatest weapon you hold is awareness. Knowing that this pressure is not random gives you authority. When you understand the battle, you disarm confusion. The enemy loses his leverage when you stop feeding him your fear. Let peace settle in your spirit like an anchor. You are not at risk, you are being revealed. Every storm has an assignment, and this one's purpose is to prove that your foundation stands. You have already survived things meant to destroy you. What's coming is not greater than what you've already overcome. You carry a history of victories that hell cannot erase. So walk into Monday not trembling, but alert, steady, grounded, confident that heaven is near and watching. The air around you feels charged now, doesn't it? It's subtle, almost invisible, but your spirit senses what your eyes cannot yet see. The enemy has set a stage, but heaven has written the script. The trap is not built of visible chains. It's woven with small compromises. Monday's danger will not appear as chaos, it will come softly, dressed in opportunity. That is why discernment, not fear, must be your guide. You've been asking, Lord, why does everything feel like a test? Because it is. Heaven is not punishing you. Heaven is perfecting you. The closer you get to your calling, the more the counterfeit will resemble the real thing. You will be presented with choices that seem harmless, doors that seem open, people who seem aligned, but not everything that glitters is divine. The temptation coming toward you will not be obvious. It may come through flattery, urgency, or the illusion of ease. It might sound like comfort, but it leads to compromise. That's how the trap is designed, to see whether you can tell the difference between divine favor and dangerous distraction, according to what is revealed in the book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verse 12. There is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. You see, chosen one, the enemy cannot stop what God has ordained, but he can delay it by deception. He will offer shortcuts that skip the process. He will make wrong things look right and right things look difficult. He will whisper, God understands, when in truth, God is watching. But you must remember, every false path begins with a comfortable compromise. On Monday, your discernment will be tested more than your endurance. The battle will not be physical, it will be spiritual and mental. You'll feel the pull of just this once, or it's not that serious. That's the whisper of the trap. The enemy has studied your patterns and knows how to dress disobedience in reason, but your wisdom is awakening. You will sense the unease deep within, that quiet tug in your spirit saying, no, this is not the way. Trust that voice. You've been trained for this moment without even realizing it. Every disappointment taught you how to see beyond the surface. Every delay taught you that waiting is not weakness, but weaponry. When you pause and pray instead of reacting, you are breaking the enemy's rhythm. The world will call it hesitation. Heaven calls it discernment. Do not rush to fix what God has not finished. The trap will often appear as something you've been praying for: a door, a message, a connection. But discernment is the test that reveals the difference between what's good and what's God. The spirit within you already knows. That tension in your chest, that whisper that won't quiet down, that's divine alertness. This is not the time to lean on emotion. Emotion shifts, revelation anchors. You must learn to pause and ask, Lord, is this you or is this noise? If peace does not accompany it, walk away. If you must silence your conscience to proceed, it's not from Him. Remember, the enemy can mimic opportunity but never peace. The Lord does not test you to confuse you. He tests you to clarify you. You are being refined until your yes means yes and your no means no. On Monday, when the offer comes, whether it's a decision, a message, or a sudden urge to act, listen for the Spirit, not the pressure. The test is simple but serious. Will you wait for God, or will you rush into what looks easier? Chosen one, this is the moment to practice spiritual stillness. The trap loses power when you slow down. Confusion thrives in speed, but peace thrives in patience. Remember, this deception needs urgency to survive. Truth can always wait. If you feel forced, it's not from heaven. Now, pause, take a breath, let your heart grow quiet. You are not in danger when you are discerning. You are not weak because you hesitate, you are wise. Heaven never calls haste holy. And when the enemy realizes that you're no longer falling for bait disguised as blessings, he will retreat. For discernment is the death of deception. Type in the comments, I see clearly. This is your prophetic declaration that your eyes are opening, that you will not be fooled by false peace or false promise. When you write those words, you are aligning yourself with the clarity of heaven, declaring that your spirit refuses confusion. You are saying, I will not fall for the counterfeit. I will wait for the divine. Remember this truth. Chosen one, temptation is temporary, but obedience is eternal. The enemy tests your patience because he knows he cannot touch your promise. Let your discernment guard you like armor. When Monday arrives, you will not be the one trapped. You will be the one passing through untouched, illuminated, and wiser. The waiting has been long, hasn't it? That quiet ache in your chest, the unanswered prayers, the sense that time has slowed just to test your resolve. You stand between what God said and what you see, caught in the tension of delay. It feels like you are suspended mid-air, no longer where you were, but not yet where you are going. This, chosen one, is the weight of waiting. You have obeyed, you have prayed, you have cried in secret places, wondering if heaven noticed the tears that fell when no one else was looking. But the silence of God is not neglect, it is measurement. Heaven weighs your patience before it releases your promise. Every delay is a divine instrument sculpting your endurance, shaping your spirit to hold what your mouth has declared. Waiting reveals motives. It shows whether you love the giver or just his gifts. Many can serve when blessings flow, but only the chosen can serve in the absence of reward. You, beloved, are learning what few are willing to learn, that delay is not denial. It is development. The ancient words recorded in Romans chapter 5, verse 3-4, still echo today. We also glory in tribulations, knowing that tribulation produces perseverance, and perseverance, character, and character, hope. The process is slow because the foundation must be strong. If God rushed your preparation, your blessing would crush you. That is why He allows the stillness to strengthen your roots before He multiplies your branches. You may not feel movement, but heaven is working underneath the surface. Seeds grow in silence long before they break the soil. Patience is not passive, it is prophetic. Every time you refuse to give up, you are declaring that God is still worthy of your trust. The waiting room of heaven is not empty, it is filled with angels organizing what your obedience has unlocked. The very thing you thought was delayed is being detailed with precision. The danger of waiting is not boredom, it is bitterness. The enemy cannot stop the promise, but he will try to poison your perception. He will whisper, maybe God forgot, or maybe you missed it. But the truth is this: your timing is being perfected. The delay is proof that your destiny is too significant to be released carelessly. There is a strength born only in seasons of silence. While others chase signs, you are learning to stand. While others rush ahead, you are learning to rest. Waiting sharpens discernment. It teaches you to recognize when movement is divine and when it's just distraction. The stillness you are enduring is producing spiritual sensitivity and awareness that will protect you when the promise finally manifests. Chosen one, do not despise this season. What feels like pause is preparation. Heaven has hidden you for a reason. When your name is revealed again, it will be at the perfect time when the environment can sustain the fullness of what God placed within you. You are being seasoned, not sidelined. There are lessons that only stillness can teach. You are learning that peace is not found in progress but in presence. You are learning that God's silence often means He trusts you to remain faithful without applause. The quiet between prayers is where your character takes root. Sometimes, God pauses movement to test whether your worship depends on motion. Will you still praise when the promise is postponed? Will you still serve when the door remains closed? Those who can worship in waiting will reign in fulfillment. You have been chosen to walk this narrow road because God intends to make you unshakable. The same way gold endures fire, you are enduring refinement. It's uncomfortable, but necessary. Each day you choose faith over frustration. You are proving heaven right about you. The waiting season also reveals who truly walks with you. Many will leave when your progress pauses, but those who remain are part of your promise, not your past. God uses delay to separate the loyal from the curious. Isolation, though painful, is divine protection in disguise. One day soon, you will look back and realize that the waiting wasn't wasted. The lessons you're learning now will sustain you when the door finally opens. You'll recognize that the very patience that once felt like punishment became the pillar that held your blessing. Chosen one, breathe deeply. Do not count the days, count the lessons. Heaven is not late. You are right on time in a divine sequence that cannot be rushed. Every second of stillness is shaping something sacred within you. So let peace settle where panic once lived. Trust that the God who began your story has not paused it in vain. You are in the sacred space between prophecy and fulfillment, and this space, though heavy, is holy. There are moments when the silence becomes a storm, when every sound feels distant and every familiar voice grows faint. You wake and wonder why the world feels colder, why even your prayers seem to echo without reply. But beloved chosen one, this is not abandonment, it is isolation by design. The hour of isolation is not meant to punish you, it is meant to prove you. God pulls you aside when He wants to whisper what the crowd cannot comprehend. When everyone else turns away, heaven leans in. You are not being forgotten, you are being filtered. Just as gold is separated from impurities by heat, your solitude is refining you until only truth remains. Think of a seed buried in soil, alone, invisible, forgotten by those who once saw it. Yet deep beneath the earth in darkness, it begins to break open. That breaking is not the end, it is the beginning of growth. Isolation works the same way. You are being planted, not buried. The pressure surrounding you is not a tomb, it's a womb. The prophet Elijah spoke as recorded in the first book of Kings, chapter 19, verse 12. And after the earthquake came a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. and after the fire came a gentle whisper. God often speaks most clearly when everything else goes silent. You've been craving His voice, but He's been teaching you to listen differently. The noise around you had to fade so that His whisper could find you. During this sacred silence, your loyalty is being examined. Heaven is watching not to condemn you, but to confirm you. Will you still love Him when there's no applause? Will you still believe when there's no visible blessing? Every moment of loneliness is a mirror revealing whether your devotion is rooted in recognition or revelation. You have walked through seasons where you were misunderstood, where people who once celebrated you now avoid you. But what feels like rejection is divine redirection. God is removing those who cannot accompany you into your next dimension. You are stepping into places where the noise of old voices would only create confusion. Remember this: the eagle ascends alone before it soars. Isolation is the birthplace of clarity. While the flock flutters in the valley, the eagle climbs toward the wind. You too are being lifted above the chatter of the crowd so you can see from heaven's altitude. From that height, perspective returns. You begin to see why the silence was necessary, because God was preparing your wings. In this season, your focus is your fragrance before God. What you do in secret, heaven amplifies in eternity. Every act of worship whispered in the dark reaches the ears of angels. Every tear you've sown has been collected. Every hidden act of faith has been recorded in the archives of glory. And while you wait, chosen one, remember you are not invisible to heaven's eyes. The God who saw Hagar in the wilderness still sees you now. When the world scrolls past your pain, heaven pauses over your perseverance. If these words find a home in your heart, let them ripple outward. Like a candle lighting another flame, your obedience to share truth can ignite hope in someone else's midnight. So when this message finishes, don't just close it, let it breathe. Like if it reached your spirit, share if it spoke to your soul. And if your heart feels led, support this voice that keeps reaching others in silence. Your donation, no matter how small, becomes oil for the next light God wants to ignite through these words. You are part of something sacred, the movement of heaven through digital wildernesses, the voice crying out where few will listen. When you subscribe, you are not joining a channel, you are joining a circle of light bearers who keep the message alive. Every moment you give, whether it's your time, your prayer, your generosity, you are building altars of remembrance. Each share becomes a seed of comfort for someone else sitting in their silent room, wondering if God still hears them. Through you, they will. Chosen one. Isolation is never empty. The wilderness hides wonders that can only be discovered when you stop running from stillness. God is teaching you the strength of unseen roots, the beauty of invisible faith. When you emerge, those who once pitied your solitude will marvel at your stability. So let the silence speak. Let the loneliness refine you. Let every unanswered call remind you that heaven is still dialing your destiny. When the moment comes, the same God who hid you will unveil you, radiant and ready. Until then, remain faithful in the quiet, generous in the light, and steadfast in your purpose. You are never alone. You are simply becoming. The wind begins to shift again. Chosen one. You feel it in the atmosphere, the trembling before a storm that carries not destruction, but revelation. This is the hour when voices rise in confusion, when chaos speaks louder than wisdom, when the world seems to shout while heaven whispers. And yet, you must learn to listen not with your ears, but with your spirit. Monday approaches like a wave of noise, news, opinions, emotions, expectations, and the enemy hides within the clamor. He knows that if he can confuse your hearing, he can confuse your heart. But the voice of God never competes for volume. It speaks in clarity. You will hear two voices that day, one that calms and one that controls, one that gives peace and one that provokes fear. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of John, chapter 10, verse 27, "My sheep listen to my voice. I know them, and they follow me." This is not just a verse, it's an identity statement. You are known, chosen, and marked by your ability to recognize his tone even in the storm. The voice of your shepherd cuts through confusion, separating truth from noise. When others panic, you will feel the steady rhythm of peace pulsing through your chest. That is how you'll know it's him. The test of Monday is not about what you see, it's about what you hear. The world will send messages of fear disguised as logic. You'll feel pressure to react, to defend, to rush. But wisdom whispers, "Be still." Fear demands, "Do something." And in that moment, you will have to choose which voice you obey. Do not underestimate how cunning the counterfeit can sound. The enemy once spoke scripture to Jesus in the wilderness, twisting truth into temptation. He does the same now, quoting partial truths, exaggerating facts, and feeding your worst assumptions. But the Spirit of God never speaks in panic. If the thought rushing through your mind brings confusion, division, or shame, it is not from him. Heaven's voice always carries peace, even when it corrects. It brings conviction without condemnation, direction without despair. When you hear it, your soul exhales. That's your sign. That's how you'll know when to move, when to speak, when to wait. This week, the noise will increase around you. People will come with opinions about your purpose, about what you should do next. Some will mean well, others will carry spiritual static meant to distract you. But you must remember, you are not built to echo the crowd. You are designed to echo heaven. To walk as a chosen one means you must sometimes walk in contradiction to popular sound. The voice of obedience will rarely align with the voice of comfort. And yet, that's where your power lies, in obeying the whisper when the world screams otherwise. Do not chase every sound that calls your name. Some voices lead to valleys, others lead to victory. The only one worth following is the one that brings you back to peace. That is why your spirit must stay quiet enough to recognize the tone of heaven. When confusion rises, pause before reacting. Say within yourself, "Lord, help me hear you above the noise." That prayer alone creates a shield around your mind. Heaven honors stillness because stillness honors heaven. You've walked through too much to lose clarity now. The test before your breakthrough will not come as open warfare, it will come as subtle suggestion. A thought, a message, a feeling that something's off. Trust your spiritual senses, they have been trained in the fire of previous battles. You are no longer the person who needs proof to believe. You believe, and proof follows. That's what separates the chosen from the crowd, the ability to follow divine peace even when logic trembles. So when Monday dawns and everything feels loud, close your eyes for a moment. Breathe deeply. Let his voice find you again. It won't shout. It will simply say, "I'm here." And when you hear it, every storm inside you will bow to stillness. This is your assignment now, to walk through noise and remain unmoved, to stand in confusion and remain clear, to hear heaven when the world has lost its hearing. You will not be swayed by emotion, manipulated by fear, or distracted by volume. You will move by revelation. When this message settles in your spirit, mark this moment as holy. To seal your clarity, comment the number 4444 below. It is a prophetic symbol of divine order, an angelic covering, a reminder that heaven organizes what the enemy tries to disorganize. When you write it, you are declaring, "My mind is guarded, my spirit is steady, and I follow the voice of peace." Let the others chase noise. You will chase presence. Let the crowd seek answers. You will seek understanding. This is how you win the unseen war, by hearing correctly when it matters most. Chosen one. Monday's voice test is coming, but you are ready. You will not drown in the storm. You will hear the whisper that splits the sea. Fire always comes before the crown. Every chosen soul must walk through the furnace before they stand in the throne room. It is a spiritual law written across the lives of all who have carried destiny within fragile flesh. You, chosen one, are not being punished, you are being purified. The flames you feel licking at your peace, the trials pressing against your spirit, are not meant to consume you. They are meant to consume what cannot continue with you. The Word of God declares in the book of Isaiah, chapter 48, verse 10, "See, I have refined you, though not as silver. I have tested you in the furnace of affliction." There is a difference between burning and refining. Burning destroys, refining defines. When heaven allows heat to rise in your life, it is never to destroy you. It is to reveal what's eternal within you. You prayed for strength, and strength is not handed down from heaven like a crown. It is forged in the flames of adversity. You have wondered why you face so many battles back to back, why the moment you rise, something comes to push you down again. It's because the fire recognizes potential. Gold does not attract fire until it is close to completion. You are closer than you think. The furnace is where masks melt. It is where intentions are exposed, where faith is stripped of performance and purified into substance. The same heat that breaks pretenders builds the chosen. Others may complain in the heat, but you are learning to worship in it. That's what separates those who are called from those who are sent. When the fire intensifies, remember that the flame only touches what is temporary. The eternal parts of you, your purpose, your spirit, your calling cannot burn. They are sealed by divine fireproofing called grace. That is why, even when everything else falls apart, something inside you keeps whispering, "I will not quit." That voice is the mark of the chosen. You are being prepared for something weighty. The greater the assignment, the greater the refining. God cannot crown what has not been proven. The crown you seek is not just a symbol of honor. It is a mantle of responsibility. It carries weight. And before heaven can trust you with authority, it must ensure that your motives have been cleansed by the fire. Do not run from this heat. It is your making ground. Every tear you shed in this season is purifying your perspective. You are learning that not all pain is punishment. Some pain is prophecy. It speaks of what you are becoming. Consider this fire always leaves a mark. Moses had the burning bush. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego had the fiery furnace. You will have your own encounter, one that sets you apart forever. When you emerge, there will be a glow about you that no darkness can imitate. People will look and wonder how you survived, not realizing that what burned others built you. There is also a hidden mercy in the fire. It burns away what you were never meant to carry. The relationships that left, the plans that failed, the dreams that crumbled, they were not mistakes. They were material that could not survive your next dimension. The flame was not after you. It was after your excess. When you finally step out, lighter and freer, you will understand why God allowed the temperature to rise. The fire was never your enemy. It was your escort. It carried you from one version of yourself into another. It turned pain into purity, fear into focus, endurance into evidence. Every crown shines because it once passed through the crucible. Every chosen one glows because they learned to walk through heat without losing heart. So let the flames finish their work. Stop asking for rescue when God is offering refinement. The crown you are about to wear must rest on a head that has been bowed in surrender and washed in the fire of obedience. One day soon, you will look back and thank God for every heated hour. The moments you thought were killing you were actually cleansing you. The fire did not end you, it revealed you. You will realize that the flames were not punishment, but prophecy fulfilled that the chosen must always walk through fire before wearing gold. You are almost through. The worst of the heat signals the nearness of promotion. When the flame flares its brightest, know that breakthrough is seconds away. So lift your head, chosen one. You are not in danger, you are in transformation. The mirror never lies. It reflects not what you want to see, but what truly stands before it. And on Monday, chosen one, you will face a mirror unlike any other, not one made of glass, but one formed by circumstance. Heaven will hold it before you to reveal the version of yourself that has been growing in the shadows. It will not flatter you, nor will it shame you. It will simply show the truth. Heaven speaks clearly through the words in Deuteronomy, chapter 8, verse 2. Remember how the Lord your God led you all the way in the wilderness these 40 years, to humble and test you in order to know what was in your heart. The test is never about what God needs to learn, it is about what you need to see. You cannot be elevated while clinging to illusions. And so, this Monday's mirror is coming not to expose your failures, but to reveal your readiness. For too long, you have been at war with your reflection, battling the image of who you were against the vision of who you are becoming. You have measured yourself by mistakes, compared your progress to others, doubted your value because of delay. But God has been whispering, look again. The mirror test is not about punishment, it's about perspective. Heaven is showing you how far you've come and what still needs to die before the new you can rise. There is a sacred honesty in the mirror. It shows you what flattery hides and what pride refuses to face. The reflection will confront you with forgotten fears, unresolved wounds, and unhealed griefs that still live in the corners of your soul. But remember, revelation is mercy. God reveals only what He intends to heal. Do not turn away from what you see. The reflection of imperfection is not rejection. It is invitation. When you see weakness, Heaven sees opportunity. Son, when you see limitation, Heaven sees material for transformation. The reflection is never meant to condemn, it is meant to cleanse. Every chosen one must face themselves before they can face nations. You cannot conquer kingdoms while avoiding your own heart. Monday's test will not come through your enemies. It will come through your own reaction. It will ask you quietly, who are you now? Will you respond to disappointment the way you used to? Will you return to fear when pressure mounts, or will you finally see that you are no longer that frightened version of yourself, the one who doubted, the one who apologized for existing, the one who mistook delay for denial? The mirror will show you that growth has been happening even when you couldn't feel it. Look closely. There is a strength in your eyes now that wasn't there before. The fire you walked through left light behind. The silence you endured gave birth to wisdom. You've become someone different while surviving what should have destroyed you. This reflection proves it. And yet, the mirror also asked for surrender. It will show you the pieces of pride, bitterness, or fear that still cling to the corners of your soul. Do not hide them, offer them. Let God have what the fire has not yet burned away. You cannot wear a crown with unhealed wounds beneath it. This moment is about honesty, the kind of raw truth that strips away everything you pretended to be. For the first time, you will meet the version of yourself that heaven has been waiting to reveal. Not perfect, but purified. Not flawless, but faithful. You will realize that the reflection staring back is not just a survivor, it is a vessel of divine strength, shaped by trials and sealed with grace. In this sacred unveiling, there will be no shame, only awe. You will understand why God hid you for so long. The old you had to fade before the true you could emerge. You were not being punished. You were being transformed in secret. The mirror will not only show who you are, it will remind you who you were never meant to be again. It will whisper, "Do not go back." It will remind you that peace is not found in perfection, but in acceptance. The reflection does not demand performance. It demands authenticity. When the test comes, look with eyes of compassion. Speak to your own reflection as God speaks to you with mercy, patience, and truth. Because the one staring back is not your enemy. It is your evolution. And when you walk away from that mirror, you will carry a quiet certainty that the person you have become is ready. Ready for new doors, ready for new assignments, ready for the next revelation of destiny. The mirror does not lie, but neither does God. What you see may surprise you, but it will not destroy you. It will free you. Then comes the silence, the deep, echoing quiet that makes even your heartbeat sound loud. It's the kind of silence that stretches through hours, through prayers, through sleepless nights. You ask, "God, are you still there?" And the air gives no reply. But this is not abandonment, chosen one. It is a sacred pause, a divine examination. When heaven grows silent, it does not mean God has walked away, and it means He has already spoken, and now He is watching how you respond to what He said. Every chosen one must face this kind of silence, the moment when the teacher stops talking because the test has begun. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 11. "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you." That verse still stands, even when your prayers bounce back like echoes in an empty room. You may not hear Him, but He has not changed His mind about you. The silence of heaven is never cruel. It is calculated. It measures your maturity, your trust, your willingness to keep walking without visible guidance. The silence is the space between seed and sprout. When a seed lies buried, it hears nothing, sees nothing, it only breaks. And that breaking feels like death, yet it is the beginning of life. The same thing is happening to you. What you mistake for absence is actually activation. You have been conditioned by a noisy world to equate sound with presence. But God often moves most powerfully in stillness. The absence of instruction is not confusion, it's confirmation that He trusts you to apply what you've already learned. This season is not punishment, it's promotion in disguise. Silence separates those who serve for reward from those who serve from relationship. Anyone can praise when God is speaking. Only the chosen can praise when He's silent. And yes, it hurts. It's lonely. You replay memories of answered prayers and wonder what changed. You search your heart for sin, for mistakes, for reasons, and heaven remains still. But that's because God is not testing your holiness. He's testing your hearing. He wants to see if your worship can exist without constant reassurance. You have been through storms where His voice thundered, through fires where His power fell. But this time, He is teaching you to recognize Him without volume, to find Him not in manifestations but in memory. This is where faith becomes friendship, where obedience becomes instinct. Chosen one, do not panic when heaven seems quiet. Silence does not mean separation. It means the conversation has shifted. God is not ignoring you. He is interceding for you. The stillness you feel is the sound of divine orchestration, angels moving, timing aligning, hearts being prepared behind the scenes. Sometimes God hides because He's changing your appetite. He's weaning you off emotional confirmation and feeding you maturity. He's turning your dependency on feelings into dependency on faith. You may feel empty, but emptiness is the space where new revelation takes root. Think of the moon. It does not produce light, it only reflects it. Even when it appears dark, the sun still shines. You cannot see the light because of position, not absence. Likewise, God is not gone. He's simply repositioning you to see differently. So, what do you do when heaven grows silent? You stay faithful. You keep doing what He last told you. You keep serving, sowing, believing. The test is not about hearing, it's about holding. Will you hold on to His promise when the volume drops? Your worship in silence speaks louder than 10,000 shouted prayers. It tells heaven, I don't need constant proof, I trust your plan. That kind of faith shakes the unseen realm. The enemy cannot comprehend it, for silence that should have crushed you only deepens your devotion. And when God finally speaks again, and He will, you will not hear the same voice you once knew. You'll hear it deeper, clearer, because your ears will have been trained in stillness. You will have learned that His presence was never gone. It was waiting to be discerned, not detected. When this message stirs something within you, declare this truth publicly. Type in the comments, "Still I trust." These 3 words are your covenant statement, your declaration of endurance. You're saying, even when heaven whispers nothing, I still believe everything. By writing it, you are sealing your faith not with feeling but with conviction. It is your signal to both heaven and hell that silence will not shake you. Chosen one, this quiet space is holy ground. You are walking through the same silence that refined Abraham on the mountain, Moses in the desert, and Mary in the waiting. They all faced the hush of heaven before their promise manifested. You stand in the same sacred lineage of trust. The silence will not last forever. One morning soon, the same God who seemed distant will speak again, and His voice will sound like sunrise. Everything that was hidden will unfold in perfect order, and you'll realize the silence was not punishment, it was rehearsal. So rest your heart. God is nearer than your next breath. His plans are intact, His timing precise, His eyes fixed on you. The silence of heaven is simply the sound of preparation. There is a power in stillness that few understand. The world teaches motion, constant activity, endless noise, ceaseless striving. But heaven teaches stillness, because stillness is the language of strength. You are entering the moment where stillness becomes your most powerful weapon. When you stop moving in fear, the enemy loses direction. When you stop speaking in frustration, confusion loses fuel. Stillness is not weakness. It is warfare conducted in silence. It is standing tall when everything around you demands reaction. As was spoken in the sacred texts of old, in the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 14, "The Lord will fight for you, you need only be still." This is not an invitation to do nothing. It's a call to do the right kind of nothing, the resting that resists chaos. The quiet confidence that trusts the unseen. Every great breakthrough in Scripture followed a pause. Moses before the sea, Joshua before Jericho, Jesus before resurrection. Heaven often delays movement so that your heart learns to depend, not to panic. Stillness is sacred space. It is the place where heaven breathes direction into your confusion. The world will see you doing less and call it idleness, but heaven will see you waiting and call it wisdom. When you refuse to rush, you frustrate the plans of darkness. The enemy thrives in reaction. He suffocates in peace. In the stillness, you begin to see what motion once blurred. You notice details that were hidden, the subtle confirmations, the quiet blessings, the gentle answers. You realize that progress is not always loud. Sometimes it sounds like peace returning to your chest. Think of a lake early in the morning, its surface calm, the reflection unbroken. Only when the waters are still can they reflect the sky. So it is with your soul. When your spirit quiets, heaven's reflection appears. You begin to mirror the peace of God instead of the panic of the world. There will always be voices urging you to act, to fight, to force. But chosen one, discern the timing of heaven. Some battles are won not by swinging the sword, but by holding your ground until the wind changes. The silence is not the absence of victory, it is its gestation. Stillness also tests your trust. Can you remain faithful when you see no visible change? Can you stay gentle when pressure rises? You are learning to rest, not because everything is fine, but because you know who is in control. The calmness within you becomes evidence of the kingdom around you. And as you cultivate that peace, others will notice. Your stillness becomes contagious. Your quiet faith becomes a refuge for the weary. You will find that your ability to stand calmly in storms becomes a sermon without words. This is where your obedience becomes ministry. You don't need a platform to preach. Your peace preaches for you. Your patience tells a story louder than any microphone could. Every person who watches you endure will witness a testimony in progress. If these words speak to the core of your being, let them not stop here. Like this message, if it found you where words couldn't reach, share it like a candle passed to another hand in the dark. For someone else is still trying to find stillness amid their storm. And if your heart feels led, subscribe and stay connected, because this flow of truth is not entertainment. It is daily manna for those learning to rest in divine rhythm. And to those who can, consider becoming part of the foundation that keeps this light burning. Every donation, small or great, is not just a transaction, it is participation. You become part of the ripple that carries peace to hearts around the world, like a drop in water. Your support expands farther than you can imagine. It fuels the creation of messages that reach the unseen corners where weary souls wait for hope. This is not about charity, it's about partnership in purpose. The words that strengthened you today might be the same words that rescue someone tomorrow. Your generosity becomes a bridge between despair and discovery, between confusion and clarity. Chosen one, stillness is not the end of action. It is the beginning of alignment. When you move again, you will not move in haste, but in harmony with heaven. What was once heavy will become effortless. What was once confusing will suddenly make sense. The door that seemed locked will open quietly, as if it had been waiting for your peace. You are learning now that victory is not always loud. Sometimes it sounds like a whisper, feels like a breath, looks like stillness. Trust that. Rest in that. Let your quietness become the thunder that shakes the unseen. There are mysteries written about you long before you drew breath, hidden scrolls sealed by divine timing, containing the record of your calling. You have felt them, haven't you? Those moments when the air seems to shift, when you sense destiny stirring but cannot yet name it. Monday is not random. It is the hour when one of those hidden scrolls begins to unfold. As the prophet wrote in the scroll of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3, For the revelation awaits an appointed time. It speaks of the end and will not prove false. Though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay. Every word spoken over your life has an appointment. Nothing God promises floats unanchored in eternity. It waits for alignment, for obedience, readiness, and the maturity of time. You are entering that alignment. The silence, the storms, the refinement, all of it was preparation for what heaven is about to unseal. The scroll is not paper, it is revelation. It is a sequence of divine instructions, insights, and moments that have been withheld until now. Heaven does not waste revelation on the unready. Before a scroll opens, the heart must be trained to hold it, lest it misinterpret the holy as ordinary. That is why the last season felt endless. You were being shaped to interpret what's coming next. When God hides something, He does not hide it from you, He hides it for you. The scroll of destiny is protected from premature eyes, guarded by timing, kept in the vault of grace until your spirit can read without pride. What has felt like delay is actually divine protection against misunderstanding your own assignment. This new unfolding will not shout for attention. It will come as quiet understanding, a phrase that lingers in prayer, a verse that suddenly burns in your heart, a door that opens without your effort. Heaven communicates gently when the soul has learned to listen deeply. You have carried questions for years. Why this path? Why this pain? Why this isolation? The answers have been written in this scroll. But revelation is never handed all at once. It is unveiled layer by layer because heaven values process more than speed. When you sense this revelation stirring, do not rush to broadcast it. Some truths are not meant for the crowd. They are blueprints, not headlines. The greatest visions are first whispered in secrecy before they thunder in fulfillment. Joseph spoke too soon and faced the pit. You are being taught to protect what God reveals until it is strong enough to survive exposure. Every chosen one receives a scroll, a unique combination of calling, anointing, and responsibility. The revelation you carry will not look like anyone else's. That is why comparison is so deadly. It blinds you to the script written in your own soul. The scroll you bear is personal, holy, and heavy, but do not fear the weight. It is evidence that heaven trusts you with mysteries. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are simply arriving at the chapter where sealed pages begin to open. Each trial you endured was a key. Each tear was ink softening the parchment. Each act of obedience unlocked another layer of divine text. You may not have seen the purpose then, but heaven saw the pattern forming. And now, that pattern begins to make sense. You will start to see connections where there was once only chaos, threads weaving into tapestry. Moments merging into meaning. What you thought were random events were actually paragraphs in a single divine story. The scroll is revealing not just your next step, but the purpose behind every previous one. Be alert. In the coming days, revelation will arrive in unusual ways. A verse, a dream, a sentence from a stranger, it will all echo the same message that you are stepping into understanding. Pay attention to repetition. Heaven confirms truth through consistency. When the same theme follows you, it's not coincidence, it's confirmation. The opening of this scroll will shift the atmosphere of your life. What once resisted will begin to yield. Closed opportunities will reopen. Hidden allies will appear. Clarity will descend where confusion once reigned. But remember, revelation is not reward, it is responsibility. The more you understand, the more heaven will expect alignment. Guard your spirit. Handle this scroll with reverence. Pride is the quickest way to lose revelation. Humility is the only way to keep it. Every insight you receive must be anchored in gratitude. Every instruction obeyed with precision. You are not simply hearing new things, you are being entrusted with divine secrets meant to transform generations after you. The scroll opens slowly, but once it begins, it cannot be stopped. You are living prophecy, walking through sentences heaven wrote before time began. Let this truth humble you that the God who spins galaxies thought of you specifically and placed a story in your spirit that no one else can tell. The atmosphere shifts again. You can almost feel heaven counting down seconds, moments, breaths toward something immense. You sense it in your spirit before you see it in the natural. The pressure that has been building is not random. It is prophetic. You are in the countdown before revelation becomes reality, before hidden promises step into daylight. Every chosen one experiences this, those sacred days when time feels heavier than usual, when the hours carry weight because something divine approaches. Heaven is preparing to unveil what has been concealed. The test is nearly complete, and the breakthrough stands just beyond the veil of patience. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 21, verse 28, when these things begin to take place, stand up and lift up your heads because your redemption is drawing near. Lift your head. Chosen one. The prophetic countdown has already begun. Heaven is not silent now, it is synchronizing. Every delay, every closed door, every detour you thought was wasted time is now aligning perfectly with divine order. Nothing is out of place. Everything is positioning you for the reveal. You may feel anxious because the air feels charged, tense, electric. That is the energy of fulfillment pressing against time's barrier. Prophecy does not arrive quietly, it comes like a thunderstorm hidden behind calm skies. You might notice disruptions, strange emotions, sudden shifts in relationships or plan. Do not fear them. Those are signs that the countdown has entered its final moments. The number of your waiting days is known to heaven. Every sunrise is a tick closer to release. What you have been carrying privately is about to manifest publicly. The seed that sprouted in secrecy is ready to break the soil. You can sense it even now, the rhythm of destiny quickening around you. This is not the time to doubt, it is the time to discern. The countdown will not just measure time, it will measure posture. Heaven is watching to see whether you wait in panic or in praise. Will you spend these last hours complaining? Or will you stand with expectation, believing that what God promised must come to pass? The clock of heaven does not tick like man's clock. It is not bound to calendars or circumstances. God's timing is not a delay, it's a design. Every promise has a divine gestation period, and yours is almost complete. You have endured the contractions of faith long enough. Now the delivery is near. This final stretch may feel heavier, but that's how birthing always feels before breakthrough. The enemy knows it too, that's why distractions multiply. He wants to break your focus during the final countdown because he cannot stop the blessing itself. The only thing he can steal is your posture. Don't give him that satisfaction. When you feel the weight of uncertainty pressing in, breathe and whisper, "It's almost time." These 3 words will carry you through the last tremors of waiting. Heaven moves in rhythm with declaration. When you speak in faith, you synchronize with the divine clock. The prophetic countdown is not about anxiety, it's about anticipation. It's the moment between lightning and thunder, between promise and performance. Heaven is already releasing instructions to angels assigned to your life, positioning people, preparing hearts, opening resources. You are being shifted toward manifestation without even realizing it. The next few days will test your balance between movement and rest. Some doors will open quickly, walk through them without hesitation. Other doors will stay shut, respect the delay without resentment. You are learning the cadence of divine timing, the art of walking when heaven says go and waiting when heaven says hold. And when you sense the countdown nearing its end, remember this truth: not every explosion is destruction. Some are the sound of walls falling. What feels like disruption may actually be deliverance. The shaking that comes before manifestation is heaven making room for your promise. This is your moment to stay anchored. Speak less, observe more. Be slow to react and quick to discern. Many will not understand what you are carrying, and that's fine, they were never meant to. The countdown is not public, it's personal. Heaven is talking directly to your spirit now. Every chosen one has a moment when time bends around them, when prophecy and presence merge, when the waiting breaks open into revelation. You are standing on that threshold. You are not late. You are precisely on schedule. The trembling you feel is heaven aligning with earth. The countdown has purpose to build anticipation, to purify intention, to remind you that even time serves God. And when the final moment arrives, you will realize why it took this long. The wait refined you. The waiting made you wise. The promise will not overwhelm you because you were built for its weight. Now, to anchor this truth within your spirit, seal it with a prophetic act. Comment the number 555 below. It represents divine transition, grace multiplied, and the unfolding of heaven's next chapter in your life. When you write it, you are declaring, I am ready for the shift. I am aligned with divine timing. I will not resist what heaven releases. Let that number become your agreement with destiny, your signature on the scroll of fulfillment. Chosen one, your countdown has begun. The alarms of heaven are ringing softly in your spirit. Do not panic, prepare. Do not doubt, declare. You are moments away from the door that changes everything. And when it opens, you will not need to force it. It will recognize your name. There comes a moment when destiny no longer asks, it demands. The space between comfort and calling narrows until standing still becomes impossible. You feel it, don't you? That pull inside your spirit that refuses to be quiet. Heaven is summoning you to decide, to draw the line between who you were and who you must become. The final hour of decision is not about right versus wrong, it's about purpose versus postponement. It was proclaimed in the second letter to Timothy, chapter 1, verse 7. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. Fear has been the shadow standing behind every hesitation. It whispers that you are not ready, that the cost is too high, that obedience might lead to loss. But fear lies. Fear is a ghost created by delay, an echo of doubt that grows louder each time you choose safety over surrender. The decision before you now cannot be postponed again. Heaven waits for your yes. The crossroads you face is sacred ground. One path leads to comfort familiar, predictable, unchallenged. The other leads to calling unmapped, uncertain, but alive. You already know which road your soul longs for. The question is whether your courage will follow your conviction. You've been here before, standing between what is easy and what is eternal. Each time you delayed, mercy held the clock still, waiting for your resolve to grow. But this time feels different, doesn't it? This Monday carries weight because heaven has set a divine appointment. Your indecision cannot linger where destiny demands movement. Every chosen one reaches this point. Moses had to lift his staff before the sea split. Esther had to step before the king before favor was revealed. Peter had to step out of the boat before water turned into path. The miracle does not precede motion, it follows it. Heaven responds to decision, not hesitation. The danger of indecision is that it drains destiny silently. You can live an entire life circling the same mountain, mistaking movement for progress, simply because you never truly said yes. God's promises are not hidden behind impossibility. They're hidden behind obedience. And obedience, beloved, always begins with a choice. You already know what God is asking of you. It may not be a new instruction, but an old one you've avoided, the conversation you must have, the apology you must give, the release you must finally surrender. Sometimes the greatest act of courage is not fighting an enemy, but letting go of something that feels safe. The final test before breakthrough is often the choice that feels like loss. But in heaven's arithmetic, surrender is never subtraction. It is multiplication disguised as release. What you lose by obedience returns multiplied in ways you cannot yet see. Still, the tension is real. The heart aches for certainty, the mind demands proof, but faith is a language that only moves in trust. You are being asked to walk with eyes closed and heart open. The ground beneath you will appear only after you step. That's how God writes the stories of the chosen through movement that makes no sense until it's finished. You are not choosing between good and evil, you are choosing between good and God. Between what feels right and what is right. Between your timing and His. Between your logic and His leading. This is where many turn back, where countless destinies remain unfinished, but you will not turn back this time. You have come too far. You have endured too much. You have learned too well how empty comfort can be. If you hesitate, peace will begin to leak from your spirit. If you obey, peace will flood back in. That's how you know which choice belongs to heaven. Obedience always carries peace, even when it costs something. When you make this decision, expect resistance. The enemy will throw distractions disguised as detours, fear disguised as reason. He knows that once you say yes fully, the chain around your destiny snaps. He will fight this moment with subtlety, but he will lose. Because your decision is already made in heaven, it only waits for your earthly agreement. And when you finally choose, something will break inside you, not in destruction, but in liberation. The weight of indecision will fall away. The fog will clear. You will feel heaven breathe again through your lungs. For the first time in a long time, your spirit will feel light. The angels assigned to your life are already standing by. They cannot move until you decide. Every delay delays them, every hesitation holds them still. But your yes will release movement in the unseen. Doors will swing open that logic could never unlock. Favor will appear that no striving could earn. This decision is not only about you, it's about every life connected to your obedience. Your yes becomes a chain reaction. When you step forward, generations after you will walk through doors you opened. The ripple of one decision made in faith can echo through eternity. Chosen one, this is your hour of decision. Fear will not win this time. The hesitation that once bound you has expired. You are ready to step where your spirit has always known you belong. The world may not understand it, but heaven will applaud it. The moment you move, you will feel the air shift, light will return, clarity will follow, and destiny will unfold. The clock has struck the hour. The question is not whether you can, it's whether you will. And you will. Because the chosen never retreat at the threshold, they cross it. When God begins to separate the real from the counterfeit, the shaking feels violent. You will watch as familiar faces fade, as voices that once sounded anointed fall silent. as lights that once glittered with brilliance suddenly dim. It will look like loss, but it is not. It is revelation. Heaven is drawing a line, and truth is doing what truth always does. It exposes. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms, chapter 1, verse 4. Not so the wicked. They are like chaff that the wind blows away. The fall of pretenders has begun. What once looked stable will crumble, not because of malice, but because the season of pretending is over. You have entered a dimension where masks cannot breathe. This is the cost of authenticity. The higher God elevates you, the thinner the air becomes, and falsehood cannot survive where oxygen is truth. You will feel the ache of absence. Humans were never built to enjoy detachment, yet this pruning is necessary. The branches that no longer bear fruit must fall away so that your life can breathe again. Heaven knows what must remain and what must return to dust. Pretenders fall not because they are evil, but because they refuse to evolve. God offers everyone transformation, but few accept it. When conviction comes, they resist it, preferring performance over purity. They choose the applause of people over the approval of heaven. But you, your soul, has learned the sweetness of surrender. That is why you are still standing when others stumble. This is not a call to arrogance, but to awareness. The same spirit that reveals others' hearts will search yours as well. Allow Him. Pray. Lord, show me the parts of me that imitate instead of inhabit. Pretenders wear masks because they fear exposure. The chosen walk unveiled because they trust redemption. The fall of pretenders is not punishment, it's mercy for the collective body. God will not let confusion lead His people anymore. The shaking you're witnessing is purification. Ministries built on ego will collapse. Words spoken for fame will fade. Motives wrapped in manipulation will dissolve. But from those ashes, sincerity will rise. A remnant of true voices, true servants, true worshipers will emerge, refined, raw, and real. This cleansing may leave you feeling alone, but solitude after separation is sacred. When the noise of pretense dies down, you will begin to hear heaven again. The air will feel lighter because lies weigh heavy. Truth frees not only the heart, but also the atmosphere. Look back at your own journey. How many times did God strip away something you thought essential, only for you to realize later that it was hollow? That pattern continues because He loves you too deeply to let you build on illusion. The fall of pretenders is heaven's way of ensuring you stand on unshakable ground. The world celebrates performance, but heaven crowns authenticity. There is no need to exaggerate your story. The truth of your survival is already powerful enough. You are being called to live transparently, to let your scars speak instead of your image. The more honest you are, the more authority you carry, because truth carries its own anointing. You will notice a strange reversal. People once celebrated for style will fade, while those who stayed silent in humility will begin to shine. The hidden ones, the faithful ones, the ones who labored in secret will be lifted. Heaven is rearranging visibility according to purity. Those who refuse to play pretend will finally be seen for what they truly are, chosen, not famous. So do not mourn the exposure of falsehood. It is the cleansing before glory. Every fall you witness clears space for something genuine to grow. You cannot build revival on rotten roots. The shaking you sense in culture, in church, in relationships, is not chaos, it is correction. When dust settles, truth will stand unbent. What remains after this shaking is real. You will find yourself surrounded not by the loudest voices, but by the purest hearts. Those who survive this refinement are not perfect, they are surrendered. And what about you, chosen one? You are being tested too. You are being asked to live with such integrity that even if everything around you collapses, your foundation holds. The mask must die for the mission to live. This is not a warning. It is a calling to be true in a world that rewards the false. The fall of pretenders is not the end of faith, it is the beginning of authenticity. When the stage lights dim and the applause fades, what remains is real worship. That is what heaven is after, not performance, but presence. And when you look around after this storm, you will find that those still standing beside you are the ones who truly belong to your journey. Their loyalty will not be loud, but it will be lasting. This purification may look painful, but it is necessary for the promise that follows. God is clearing the stage so His glory can occupy the center. When the masks fall, light floods in, and in that light, everything false dissolves. Sometimes, heaven broadcasts through silence, through wind, through timing. But there are moments when it speaks through you. The heaven broadcast is not just a celestial frequency, it's what happens when your life itself becomes a transmitter for the divine. You are the signal heaven has chosen to send into a world drowning in noise. The apostle reminds us in his second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 3, verse 3, "You show that you are a letter from Christ, written not with ink, but with the Spirit of the living God on hearts." That verse is not poetic exaggeration, it's literal truth. You were never meant to blend into the static. God designed you as a living frequency, tuned to the wavelength of glory. Every word you speak, every action you take, every moment you choose compassion over cruelty sends heaven's vibration into the atmosphere. The world is full of noise, opinions, fears, arguments, despair. But the heaven broadcast pierces through that fog like a song carried by the wind. You've felt it before the moment your spirit catches a word that feels electric, the way peace suddenly floods a chaotic room. That's not coincidence. That's transmission. When you live aligned with heaven, even your silence becomes a sermon. Your patience preaches, your kindness convicts, your endurance evangelizes. You become an echo of eternity in the middle of time. Heaven uses you like a radio tower anchored to earth but tuned to the sky. Yet every transmitter needs maintenance. Static builds when bitterness settles, when resentment clogs the signal. That's why forgiveness isn't optional, it's calibration. When you forgive, you clear the static between heaven's voice and your vessel. You sharpen your clarity. Some of you wonder, why does my life feel heavy? Why do my prayers seem muted? It's not that heaven has gone silent, it's that your signal has been crowded by noise. The distractions, the comparisons, the hidden worries, they distort your frequency. But when you realign with truth, when you let go of what dims your light, suddenly the clarity returns. The heaven broadcast flows again, clean and strong. Every chosen one becomes a broadcaster sooner or later. God doesn't anoint you to sit in silence. He anoints you to amplify. You are not an echo of despair. You are a declaration of hope. You are the living headline of heaven's mercy, proof that grace still works, that redemption is still possible, that light still wins. You may think your voice is small, but heaven's messages never depend on volume, they depend on purity. A whisper spoken in truth travels farther than a shout soaked in ego. Sometimes the most powerful sermons are not preached from pulpits but lived through scars. Imagine this for a moment. You are standing on a cliff at dawn. The wind carries your words across valleys. You can't see where they land, but they do. Every time you speak encouragement, every time you share truth, every time you post hope instead of cynicism, you are broadcasting heaven across invisible distances. You never know who might catch that signal, who might whisper. That was exactly what I needed to hear. This message itself is part of that broadcast. If it has found you today, it's because heaven directed the signal straight to your heart. If it stirred something deep inside you, don't let it stop here. Let the wave continue. Like this message if it resonated within you. Share it, not as promotion, but as participation in spreading light. The world is starving for hope, and your simple act of sharing might become the thread that pulls someone back from despair. Subscribe if you wish to stay tuned to this current of truth so that every new word from heaven finds you before distraction does. And for those who feel moved, consider sowing into this stream. Every donation, no matter the size, becomes fuel for another broadcast, words crafted, voices strengthened, lives reached. It's not about charity, it's about stewardship. You are helping to keep the frequency of faith alive in a world addicted to noise. Your contribution, even a small one, is like oil poured into a lamp. The flame burns brighter, the light travels farther. Through your generosity, heaven's broadcast keeps echoing across nations, across screens, across hearts. And beyond the digital act, engage deeper. Comment below your reflection, share what part of this message stirred your spirit. Your words might become another signal, one that reaches someone scrolling through shadows. Sometimes, what you type in obedience becomes the spark that reignites another soul's fire. Chosen one. Understand this truth: you are not just a receiver of revelation, you are a rebroadcaster of it. Heaven doesn't merely speak to you, it speaks through you. When you open your mouth, comfort flows. When you write, clarity lands. When you walk, peace follows. You are living proof that God still communicates with His creation. Keep your frequency pure. Guard your channel from envy, fear, and gossip. They are static that dulls divine resonance. Protect your focus like a musician protects tuning. You are being entrusted with words that can shift atmospheres. One day, you'll look back and see that every tear you cried was a note in heaven's song. Every pain you survived was another verse in its melody. The world doesn't need more noise, it needs clarity. And you, beloved, are heaven's chosen frequency for this generation. Let your life keep broadcasting grace until every listener knows God still speaks. Love still heals, and light still wins. The air feels different now, heavy yet holy, charged with purpose. You can sense it, can't you? That sacred tension that always precedes fulfillment. This is it, chosen one. The moment everything has been leading toward. The fire, the silence, the isolation, the tests all converge here. Heaven calls this the crown moment. The ancient words recorded in the book of James, chapter 1, verse 12, still resonate through the ages. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial. Having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life promised. That is the promise now taking shape around you. The trial is not just ending, it is transforming. What once felt like opposition now feels like orchestration. You begin to see how every delay was a deliberate design, every hardship a hammer shaping your strength. The very pain that nearly broke you was the forge that formed your crown. This moment does not come with noise or applause. It arrives like sunrise quiet, certain, irreversible. You do not need to announce it. The light itself testifies. Others will sense the shift even before you speak. There will be something different in your gaze, a calmness in your step, a weight in your words. That is the evidence of the crown. You may still be standing in the same physical place, but spiritually you have ascended. The crown does not fall from heaven onto your head, it rises from within you, formed by obedience, sealed by endurance, polished by humility. You are now wearing what your suffering shaped. The world defines crowns as symbols of status. Heaven defines them as testimonies of surrender. You have earned nothing by pride and gained everything by perseverance. You didn't climb over others, you bowed until God lifted you. That is the difference between ambition and anointing. Ambition grasps, anointing grows. This crown is invisible to human eyes but undeniable to the spirit world. Angels recognize it, darkness respects it. You carry authority now, not because of position but because of endurance. You did not just survive, you stayed pure when quitting was easier. You trusted when logic screamed otherwise. You kept believing even when heaven stayed silent. That is royal behavior. In this moment, God crowns not your achievement but your faithfulness. The weight you feel on your spirit is not pressure anymore, it is presence. The same burden that once bent you now balances you. What felt like ashes has turned to gold. Take a breath. Let your soul register the stillness after the storm. Notice how the air feels lighter. Notice how your heart no longer races in fear but beats in rhythm with peace. That is the sound of victory settling into your bones. You are walking proof that endurance produces glory. Do not mistake this moment for an ending. It is a coronation disguised as calm. The world may not notice the shift, but heaven just changed your title. Where once you were being tested, now you are being trusted. You have moved from the proving ground into the reigning ground. The authority you carry will flow quietly, like oil that cannot be contained. And yet, this crown is not an ornament, it is a responsibility. Every blessing carries stewardship. Every elevation carries weight. God is not giving you a throne to sit higher. He is giving you a vantage point to serve wider. You wear the crown not to dominate, but to illuminate. Remember how the fire refined you, how the silence strengthened you, how the waiting purified you. Those lessons are your jewels. Each one glows with memory and meaning. The gems in your crown are not decoration, they are testimony. Every color represents something survived: red for the battles you fought, blue for the tears you cried, gold for the faith you kept. You no longer need to prove anything. The true crown cannot be stolen, nor does it need validation. It is invisible authority, the kind that moves hearts without words, that shifts rooms simply by presence. People will not understand why peace surrounds you, why your confidence feels unshakable. That is because they are witnessing royalty that heaven itself has endorsed. But even now, humility must remain your robe. Crowns without humility become heavy. Crowns with gratitude become light. The moment you forget who placed it on your head is the moment it begins to fade. Wear it softly, walk gently, and remember this crown was given, not earned. There is beauty in your stillness now. You are no longer striving for what you already carry. Your prayers have shifted from Lord, give me strength, to Lord, help me use it well. That is maturity, the transition from asking to applying, from seeking to serving. Chosen one. Heaven rejoices over this moment. You have crossed the invisible line between testing and triumph. The sound you hear in your spirit now, the quiet hum of completion, is the echo of God saying, "Well done." Let the peace of this moment settle deep. You are crowned not for comfort, but for calling. You will walk back into the world carrying quiet authority, and wherever you step, light will follow. The test is finished. The crown fits. The purpose continues. The dawn after the storm feels unreal. Light stretches slowly across the horizon, touching the edges of everything that once seemed broken. You stand still, watching color return to a world that had long felt gray. This is the new dawn after Monday, the moment when danger has dissolved and breakthrough breathes. As the voice of God thundered in the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 13. Do not be afraid, but stand firm and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today. You have stood firm. You have walked through the furnace, faced the mirror, endured the silence, and resisted the noise. You have done what few can, stayed faithful when logic would have fled. Now, heaven answers not with words but with manifestation. The very ground beneath you vibrates with fulfillment. The morning feels lighter because the invisible burdens have lifted. You no longer carry what was meant for your past. The chains of uncertainty have fallen silently in the night. When you glance behind you, you realize the wilderness was not a detour. It was the divine workshop where your strength was forged. Every scar gleams differently now. They are not reminders of pain. They are proof of passage. You do not hide them anymore. They tell your story better than any title could. You wear your endurance as armor and your humility as crown. This is not triumph as the world defines it. It is not noisy or dramatic. It is steady, like the rhythm of peace after chaos. It is the quiet authority of one who knows what it costs to stay obedient. The power you carry now is subtle yet undeniable, the calm power of one who has seen the worst and chosen still to believe. In this new dawn, you begin to see connections that were once hidden. Every disappointment now reveals itself as redirection. Every closed door becomes a wall that guided you toward the right path. What you thought were losses were actually divine investments returning with interest. The faces that remain near you are few but true. Isolation has distilled loyalty. You no longer crave crowds because you have learned the beauty of quiet company. The ones left standing beside you are not random. They are the remnant assigned to walk with your rising. The horizon before you glows with possibilities, yet your spirit feels grounded. You no longer chase outcomes. You host presence. You no longer beg for clarity. You walk with confidence. That is what maturity feels like: certainty without explanation, peace without proof. The old urgency is gone. You no longer hurry toward destiny because you've realized destiny has already caught up to you. It walks beside you now, steady and sure. You are no longer running toward purpose, you are living from it. Every word you speak, every step you take carries the vibration of fulfillment. Heaven is no longer distant, it feels near, woven into every breath. You hear God not as thunder but as whisper, not as command but as companionship. The relationship that once felt like striving now feels like rhythm, a sacred flow between you and the divine. And yet, even in this peace there is purpose. The crown is not for display, it is for duty. The dawn is not the end of your story. It is the prologue to a greater one. You are stepping into a new season where revelation meets responsibility. You will carry light into dark spaces, not through speeches but through presence. You will walk into rooms and shift their atmosphere without effort, because light no longer asks permission to shine. You are no longer the seeker, you are the found. No longer the student, you are the message. Your existence itself becomes testimony that faith still works, that endurance still crowns, that God still fulfills every word He speaks. As you breathe in this dawn, you realize the danger of Monday was never meant to destroy, it was meant to define. It revealed your depth, your resilience, your loyalty to heaven's voice. You did not just pass the test, you became the message of it. Now, walk forward. The light that guides you will not fade. The same God who sustained you through trial will now multiply your peace in triumph. You carry the fragrance of survival and the glow of divine approval. The world may not know your name, but heaven does. And that is enough. And now, beloved chosen one, the scroll has closed, but your story is just beginning. You have walked through revelation and refinement, silence and fire, and you have emerged crowned, steady, radiant. Heaven's eyes are upon you, not as a spectator, but as a proud author watching his living masterpiece move. This message found you for a reason. If the words stirred something sacred inside you, if your heart whispered, "This was for me," at any point, let that be your sign heaven has spoken through this very moment. Do not let it pass quietly. Like this message as a way of saying, "I receive it." Share it so that another wandering soul might hear what their spirit has been craving. The same light that guided you may become their torch in darkness. If you've walked through these 17 sections with an open heart, stay connected. Subscribe to keep walking in alignment with heaven's rhythm so that the next message of light reaches you before the noise of the world does. And finally, leave your reflection in the comments below. Write what part awakened you most, what moment felt divine, what truth you will carry forward. Your words might become the echo that reaches someone who needs it most. You are not a spectator, you are part of this movement of light. Every act of engagement, every comment, every share becomes a spark in heaven's chain of illumination. Together, we carry this message beyond screens, beyond borders, into hearts waiting for awakening. You are crowned, you are chosen, you are ready. The world awaits the sound of your light.